college football, Big Ten football this Saturday. We have Wisconsin at Purdue. VR, the Vegas run is going to be his video best bet of the week. VR, tell me who you like.
I'm going to go with the home team here. Lined open pick 'em. It's now sitting at 2.5. I wouldn't be surprised to see this get up to 3 by game day. Then you're going to get the betting public come in on Wisconsin. But I don't think the books will get off that key number. You're probably going to see the VIG move back and forth. I think we're getting this value, and I'm not surprised the wise guys jumped on Purdue right away because of what happened last week. Purdue got blown away at home, 44-13 to Michigan. But if you take a close look at that game, what happened was they had a lot of turnovers, and Michigan was able to run the ball for 300-plus yards. I don't think this defense is the kind of defense that's going to give up that kind of yards on the ground in back-to-back weeks. It kind of reminded me of what we saw with the Jets and Texans on Monday night. The week prior, Jets had given up a lot of yardage on the ground to San Fran. They practiced hard all week. They weren't going to let that happen to them again. And I see the same thing with Purdue here. I think you're getting some good value. And here's a team that definitely doesn't want to start off their Big Ten schedule 0-2, and more importantly, 0-2 at home. That game was at home last week. This one's at home this week. Getting under a field goal, having to lay just that few points, I like Purdue.
Purdue was a little bit of a hot pick last week by a lot of the sharp guys and certainly disappointed. Chuck, your thoughts on that game?
Yeah, everything just went wrong for Purdue last week. First of all, Michigan was coming off a bye. They had, Purdue was coming off a Marshall game. And also, Purdue, part of the reason they lost that game is because they just could not contain Robinson.
Yep.
He did everything. Believe me, this freshman quarterback for Wisconsin doesn't bring the wheels that Robinson has. Robinson ran crazy on him.
I think he had 200 yards.
Yeah, over 200 yards. He's had 235 yards. He threw for 105. Now you got the freshman quarterback who's going to be sitting in the pocket. More of a defense that the offense that Purdue likes to play. And also Purdue possibly might be getting their best running back this week. He's been out for a few games and he's been practicing. That'd be a plus as well.
Wisconsin certainly down this year. And
Sure.
Wisconsin certainly down this year. They show some signs of getting back to where they've been. You don't see that though in this.
No, and here's why. They went out and did what they did last year, if you remember. They said, you know what, we're not going to take a quarterback and let him grow into our system. We're going to go out there and find the best available player, and they grabbed Russell Wilson. This year they've revisited the ACC, except they went to Maryland, and they went after O'Brien. He didn't get the job done for them within the first 2 weeks, and now what? They're putting in that freshman quarterback. This is only going to be his second road game, and it's going to be an extremely difficult environment for him. And more importantly, I think Purdue's going to have a lot easier time preparing, like Chuck said, for this offense of Wisconsin than they did last week. But on the flip side, Purdue's has one of those balanced offenses where they could run the ball and they could throw the ball. And I think that's going to create a lot of problems for Wisconsin. Wisconsin's overvalued right now. I really think they are.
Yeah, I was just going to throw in, that Wisconsin, when you look at the score last week, they beat Illinois. Very deceiving. That game was 10-7, Wisconsin in the fourth quarter against really not a good Illinois team. Definitely. So that's something you want to look at there as well.
Do you have any other points on this game, VR?
I really like the fact it's not a revenge spot because Wisconsin beat them 6-3. And when a team beats you up like that, you had revenge every year and you didn't do anything about it. But last year it was extremely embarrassing. They lost 62-17. And I think that they still got that awful taste in their mouth. And this is one of those games you may have circled on your calendar, and now you got, like we touched on earlier, that extra chip on your shoulder because you got embarrassed at home in front of this crowd in the opener of your Big Ten schedule, and now you got to go out there and play again. I think we're going to see a fired-up team.
Septuple revenge.
I don't know. I don't have the data on that. I don't have the data on that.
I don't either, to be honest with you. All right, we've talked about it. Let's make it official.
Wisconsin at Purdue, Big Ten action line opened. Purdue pick 'em, now up to 2.5. I think the sharp money's right on this one. Don't see Purdue coming out of the chute in the Big Ten 0-2, especially at home. This is an overvalued Wisconsin team that has a freshman quarterback where coming into the season, he was not supposed to be the guy. Now you put him in that position. I think he's going to have trouble in Purdue.
Very good, VR. One more thing I was going to say, too, when you have a team like a Wisconsin that, not that they've dominated the Big Ten, but they've certainly been in the upper echelon.
Oh, for sure.
And now they're down. They're still a little overvalued. And the other teams.
If you get a chance to stop on them right now, you want to extract some revenge. That's for sure.
If you get a chance,
that's for sure. Great point.
Okay, coming up next, we're going to go to the NFL. We'll give our selections there. And remember, you can watch all our videos at pregame.tv.